Welcome to Japan, the legendary circuit at Suzuka, home of the Formula One Grand Prix for, I want to say as long as I can remember. I know it was at some point at Fiji as well, so there are exceptions, but definitely one of the more historic circuits in Asia. Probably the most. I think it's between it and Sepang, really. And, enough blubbering. Let's get on with the race. And we'll do the usual walk down the grid and then roll on from there. On the pole position, it's championship leader Jason Mons. Starting in P2, Martin Lauer. Starting in P3, Genghis Khan. P4 belongs to Mike Mark. P5, Wesley Stokes. P6, using a copycat Carl Raggio, with the same livery as Mr. Stokes. That's going to be confusing. P7, Stefan Gervais. P8, Dean Reimers. P9, Benjamin Boyer. Is he the only non-BMW in the field? I believe he is. The McLaren 650S. P10, Quentin Gillespie. P11, Mike Magasevich. P12, Mark Labzul. And P13 is Rick Martel. Let's get rolling. This will be an 8-lap race. Very long lap. And off we go. And leading the way, it appears Mons has gotten a good start. Lauer being challenged a little bit by Khan, but I think he'll be okay in second place. There he is. Third place, Khan. Fourth place, Mike Mark. Wesley Stokes and Carl Raggio rounding off the top 6. Gervais, Reimers. Not a lot of movement, although Mike Magasevich and Mark Klapzul are off to a good start. They're fighting over 9th, having qualified on row 6. That's going to be Klapzul winning it out up from 12th to 9th. 10th for Magasevich, 11th for Gillespie, 12th for Boyer, and 13th for Rick Martel. Lauer sticking with Mons, making sure to shadow him, keep the pressure on. Khan's still in there as well. They're getting a little bit of a gap back to 4th place, though, Mike Mark. Stefan Gervais has picked up 2 spots, and I wonder what has happened with Carl Raggio and Wes Stokes, because they have lost out and definitely went wide. Let's have a look here. So it looks like Raggio's coming into the Degnas. He's going down the inside of Stokes, gets the position, knocks Stoke out wide. Stoke ends up on the grass there, losing the spot to Gervais. Raggio goes pretty wide too. He loses the spot to Gervais. Reimers also goes through on Stoke. So that's going to put Gervais up at a 5th. Raggio basically nets 6th throughout that. Reimers up a spot to 7th. And down to 8th goes Stokes. Mike Magasevich in the background. Diving down the inside of Mark Klapzul for 7th place at the hairpin. And I'm smelling a battle between these two, although Wesley Stokes is also looking to make a move maybe on Dean Reimers there for 7th place as well. Reimers going wide. Very wide for Raggio, wide for Magasevich. A lot of people off the track now. Raggio's going to drop back. Klapzul and Gillespie have gotten Magasevich after he went wide and has rejoined the race in 10th place ahead of Boyer, Martel, and Raggio, who's back at the back of the pack now. Up at the front, things are pretty calm, cool, collected. Jason Mons leading the way from Martin Lauer and Genghis Khan. Khan putting the pressure on Lauer. Mike Mark is kind of happily in 4th place there, ahead of Gervais. Then it's Stokes up to 6th. He has gotten Reimers. Reimers down to 7th. Magasevich is up to 8th place, having gotten past Klapzul and Gillespie at some point in the rear of that lap. So good work by him. And looks like a slowdown penalty there for Magasevich. Maybe he cut the chicane, and that's how he got out in front. Could be. Anyways, Klapzul's going to take 8th from him. Gillespie up to 9th, and Magasevich hangs on to 10th place ahead of Martel, who has bagged 11th place off of Ben Boyer, but is still sitting on the outside of the points looking in. Mons now with a pretty good lead over Lauer. Mike Mark has gotten past Genghis Khan. Let's see how that happened. This would possibly be, I think, Lauer and Khan maybe having a bit of a scrap that led them off track, because when we last checked in on the battle for the lead, Lauer was right up on the back of Mons. As you can see, did Khan go for a move? Looks like Lauer just fell off the track. And then looks like a stop-go or a slowdown penalty for Khan costs him second and third place. He'll look to get back past Mike Mark, hopefully in short order. Mike Mark is an ally of Mons, of course, in the title hunt. Zagato Pistons number 2 driver. Only 2 cars for that team on the course today. We have 1 from John Slow Racing. We have 1 from Spalding. And we have 2 from John Slow, pardon me. 3 from Golden Bolt and 2 from Team Shashua. Also the independent entries of Boyer and Raggio. And 2 from Spalding, pardon me. Stokes climbing on the back of Gervais, trying to get back in the top 5. Then it's Reimers, Klapzul, Gillespie, and Magasevich. Pretty much the same order. Raggio has briefly had taken 12th back from Boyer, but has now lost it in the hairpin. Welcome back, Raggio, to the grid, former champion, making his seasonal debut. And the battle for the Academy Cup has Gervais in the lead, followed by Reimers, followed by Magasevich, and Boyer. Only the 4 entries in the Academy Cup at this race, after a very large Academy performance at Thailand. Carl Raggio ducking to the inside of Benjamin Boyer and takes 12th place. Mike Mark has definitely had a moment. He slipped back from 3rd to 6th. What has happened to the Zagato Piston entry? Looks like... Now, did he have a hand going off the track, or is this just a mistake? Let's have a look here. Oh, Genghis Khan did get into the back of him and spun him around. Good rejoin. Didn't compromise anyone else's race. And just manages to nip out in front of Dean Reimers. Big climber at the moment's got to be Mark Klapzula from 12th on the grid to 8th in the race. In the meantime, Jason Mons leads the way pretty confidently, pretty cool, calm, collected. Heading through the Degnas. This historic track. Heading around the hairpin. Comfortably in the lead. Lauer pretty much comfortable in 2nd. Whoa! Stefan Gervais losing it in the hairpin. Through goes Wesley Stokes. Through goes Mike Mark. Dean Reimers also losing it, and it collects Gillespie. Klapzul's through. Gillespie is through. Magasevich is through. Reimers is off the track. Sets Gervais all the way back down into 9th place. And Reimers rejoining at the back. Not sure what happened there. 2 cars losing it in the hairpin. Just really not for any particular reason. We head on to the end of lap 3 here. Mons has led all the way from pole position, still leading. 2nd place is Martin Lauer. 3rd place is Genghis Khan. In 4th, it's now Wesley Stokes, who's recovered from an early incident and gotten some help with a couple of mistakes. Mike Mark is now in 4th place. Or 5th place, pardon me. 6th is Mark Klapzul, who's on a fantastic run from 12th on the grid, ahead of Quintus Gillespie, his teammate, in 7th. Mike Magsevich is holding down the fort in 8th place. I say this, and he goes way off the track. Through will go Stefan Gervais up into 8th place, 9th place for Rick Martel, and 10th for Ben Boyer. Carl Raggio's through, Dean Reimers is through, Magsevich is to the back of the pack. Terrible mistake for the Golden Bolt man and the leader of the Academy Cup. Ride on board with Quintus Gillespie as he looks to take 6th place from Mark Klapzul. The Dutchman is defending aggressively, but is a bit late on the... I've noticed a couple times he's been a bit late on the brakes coming into the hairpin, and that's going to allow Gillespie to take the spot after all that hard defending. We've been talking about Klapzul's success. What about his teammate Quintus Gillespie, up from 10th on the grid to 6th place? Through the chicane to complete lap number 4 is Jason Mons, still leading the way from Martin Lauer and Genghis Khan, Wesley Stokes, Mike Mark, and let's see what we got here. Mark Klapzul was getting a bit aggressive, but I think may have picked up a slowdown penalty, and indeed you can see Stefan Gervais pops right through into 7th place. And now Rick Martel on the tail of a man that has been one of his biggest rivals on some of the battles on track, Mark Klapzul, the Dutchman. Klapzul, for his part, though, is still all over the back of Stefan Gervais. He wants that position back after having served his slowdown penalty. Revving the engine hard there. And he goes a little off the track, and Rick Martel says, "Thank you very much, I will take 8th place." Carl Raggio still holding down that last points paying position under pressure from Ben Boyer. Getting a little bit aggressive there over the Degnas. Raggio not quite on the pace. He's had some major life trauma. And it's just good to see him back on track. Look for him to be at the front of the grid in no time once he gets back into the thick of things. Boyer looking to make a move. He's got this is a very good handling car, the 650S. Not necessarily the greatest grunt of the newer cars, but one that has great grip. He's looking to exploit it. And you'll need to exploit it before we get to 1080R, because you're not going to stick with Raggio through there, and that is the next turn. I say this, and Raggio actually gets very wide and probably incurred a slowdown penalty. That's going to allow Benjamin Boyer up into the points once again. Dean Reimers has at some point gone off the track again and has dropped behind Mike Magasevich. In the meantime, out in front, the Zagato Piston entry of championship leader Jason Mons continues to lead with ease. Martin Lauer has also got a pretty decent gap back to Genghis Khan now. Wesley Stokes still hanging on, but I think Mike Mark is closing down the American in a battle for 4th place. Quintus Gillespie in 6th, followed by Stefan Gervais and Rick Martel. Mark Klapzul and Ben Boyer rounding off the points. Carl Raggio has gone off again and has lost a points-paying position. Magasevich has gotten up to 11th, so he's recovering from his terrible spin. Quick rundown of the Academy Cup. It is Gervais, followed by Boyer, Magasevich, and Reimers. Stokes under pressure from Mike Mark. Let's ride with Mike Mark for a little bit here. Seems like probably the best action we have on track right now. Down into fourth gear for this first turn, and then down into third for the second part of it. Then we head into the S's. Very tough section of the track. Really grinds at the tires too if you push through here. Mark gets a little bit off, and that's going to, I think, for now, end his threat to Stokes' fourth place position. Further back, Benjamin Boyer is starting to catch up to Rick Martel. He smells 9th place against the Iron Man of Zero. And, well, Carl Raggio was pressuring Mike Magasevich. Not so much now. His attack is averted for the time being. 3 Golden Bolt cars three Golden Bolt cars out here today. Only 1 in the points. Pretty sad outing from a prestigious motorsports team. Mons coming around to complete lap 7, still leading from Lauer. Kahn, Stokes, and Mark have had an interesting day, and it has turned out with them in 4th and 5th for now. Not really much of a fight going on right now. Quintus Gillespie has come up from 10th on the grid to 6th. But you got to feel that Stefan Gervais, who's had the space or had the speed and had some problems earlier in the race, might yet have something to say about that. Mark Klapzul getting a little bit wide in the background. This is going to expose him to attack from Rick Martel. We thought that Ben Boyer might have some pressure on Martel, but it does not look like that is the case. As the McLaren 650S has fallen back a bit. And Klapzul is very off the track. What happened to the Spalding GT racer? Let's ride on board with him. Not sure what happened there. Just no grip on the tires. Spins it out. Through goes Martel. Through goes Boyer. I don't think Magasevich is particularly close, so he'll still settle down in the points. Magasevich still has probably more to worry about by Carl Raggio behind him, a legendarily fast driver. We're on the final lap here. Jason Mons in the home stretch. He's been shown the black and white flag. Martin Lauer pretty comfortable in 2nd place as well. Genghis Khan, Wesley Stokes, Mike Mark, Gillespie, and Gervais might be the best fight that we have on offer. So let us ride with that. And as I say this, Gillespie is showing Stefan Gervais the legs that he's got and pulling away to secure 6th position. Struggling season for Gillespie. Some sponsorship issues have forced him to a partial season campaign. A once championship contender, multi-time race winner. It's a lean world out there at times. In the meantime, Jason Mons has won the race, followed home by Martin Lauer. Genghis Khan smashes the wall at the end. Hopefully didn't damage the car too much, but he is in 3rd, followed by Wesley Stokes. Mike Mark looks like he may have tried to take a leap at Stokes at the end, and it didn't work out for him because he's much further behind now. Still in 5th, though, followed by Gillespie and then Gervais. Rick Martel from the back of the pack to 8th place. Good race for him. Benjamin Boyer will start on row 1 in the 2nd race as he takes home a 9th place effort. And 10th will be Mark Klabzul. He will take the reverse grid race number 2 pole position. Dean Reimers got ahead of Mike Magasevich and Carl Raggio at the end, so feels need to ask what happened there. Looks like Raggio's car may have just died. So whatever happened to Magasevich put him behind both of them. And then Raggio just going in here just gets wide and looks like the car died. Maybe a fuel pickup problem. The Academy Cup will go Gervais, Boyer, Reimers, and Magasevich for the 4 Academy drivers. Magasevich, not sure what happened to him. That's going to be key that Reimers beat him, though. That's one of his main rivals. Not a great day for the Golden Bolt team. They do get a podium with Genghis Khan, but their other 2 cars are unable to bring home any championship points, finishing in 11th and 12th position. So that is race 1 for Suzuka. We will be back tomorrow with race number 2, and then it's off to the Saturday series at Suzuka. We will follow that up with rounds at Norris Ring, and then the double California rounds at Laguna Seca and Sonoma to finish off the season. I hope you are enjoying the commentaries, and I will talk to you later.